Well, welcome to Divine Hand for another soulful, insightful, spiritual message. Take what resonate, leave what doesn't, collect it. I pre-pulled some cards for our convenience. With that being said, let's get started. So, the oracle card I pulled reads, "Boss moves only. Make decisions that honor your purpose." Okay. So this is calling for you to embody that leadership energy in your own life, okay? A boss move here isn't just about ego or control, okay? It's about self-mastery and alignment, okay? Is what I'm getting, right? So, act from your purpose, okay? Not pressure. If a choice doesn't align with your soul's mission, it's a distraction, okay? So we're looking out for those distractions, people, places, and things, okay? You are being asked to lead your life consciously, okay? Not more, no more reacting, okay? People pleasing or shrinking to fit others, okay? Others' perception of you, others, the way they want you to be, no, whatever is aligned for you, okay? People, places, and things. This is part of your purpose, okay? Integrity over instant gratification, okay? So, instead of like, seeing, going for something that's just going to ease you for the moment. We want to lead with integrity, not only lead others, but first leading yourself, right? Because you have to lead by example. So this is what Spirit is saying here, right? You at a point where maybe a decision needs to be made that's going to affect your future, okay? So you're being tested, okay, to see if you're going to portray yourself, okay? So you may have someone coming in towards you that may not, it may not be what it is, right? They may look different from what they actually are. And are you going to betray yourself, okay? Because this person may have money, or because this person, you know, may be in leadership in some way or some type of authority or something like that, right? Are you going to betray yourself is what Spirit is saying here, right? So just move like someone who knows, who they are, right? And where they're going, okay? So just move with certainty, okay? We could be talking about a Virgo, a Aries, okay? And so let's move on to the tarot. Okay. And so the first card I pulled was the Five of Pentacles. Okay. And so, you may have left someone out in the cold. Okay. This is also the past, right? This can be also like healing, mother wounds, being broken. Okay. From that, right? Um, this can be also feeling rejected or just unsupported, okay? And this is just the mindset Spirit wants you, to stop making decisions from right here, right? A broken place is what I'm getting, right? This is the core meaning of the message, right? Stop making decisions regarding your money, regarding anything, right? Coming from a broken place, okay? Coming from a wounded place, okay? Is what I'm getting, okay? And so the next card we have is the Four of Swords, okay? And so this has to do with the mental, all right? So it's like taking a pause to heal and recalibrate yourself, okay? You are meant to rest before making major decisions, okay? So slow down instead of reacting, okay? You're going to need to meditate, rest, pray, whatever you do. Regarding if you wanted to lay something to rest, or a decision to lay something to rest, or a decision that you just need to contemplate on, kind of take your time with, is what I'm getting. Have some mental clarity is what I'm getting, right? So that you can move forward, okay? And so the next card we have is the Eight of Swords. So we got more swords, right? So we have a lot of mental things going on here, right? And so these are mental blockages, but this is like self-imposed, right? You can untie yourself, right, and break free, right? This is fear-based thinking, right? So coming out of that, right, through the rest and meditation or praying or whatever you do, right? We could be talking about a Taurus, a Leo, a Gemini, okay? This is not divinely assigned to you to be in this energy, okay, collective. When you're trying to make major decisions, that's going to alter your future in some type of way. Um, you're gonna need to just take your time with it a little bit, okay? Um, don't stay stuck, but just, spirit is saying take your time, okay? Okay, so the next card we have is the Emperor. This is representing Aries, a boss, a leader, someone in authority, okay? And this is saying, you know um uh spirit, step into, step into, the command of your life, okay? Lead yourself, okay? Don't allow others to lead you. You're needing to lead yourself. Don't This is what I'm seeing here, right? Is that someone may be trapped in their head because they allow other people to lead their decisions, right? Major decisions, decisions on love, decisions that can alter their future in some type of way. And instead of listening to themselves, because with the Eight of Swords, it's like they trap, right? So they take advice from other people, and then they make the wrong decisions, because they're being dread because they're being led by other people's, opinions, or perception or perspective of how they think they should live, right? And so this is bringing some conflict to someone on a mental level, because maybe they took some advice that altered, their, it could be love life, just life in general, emotional, mental, physical, money, okay? It affected them in some type of way, okay? Is what I'm seeing, okay? And you're being called to make those decisions that is going to lead you in the right way. So now we have the Three of Cups. When you get out of that mental trap, right? This is what awaits, right? That support, that celebration, that community, right? That's going to uplift you, right? So this is including choosing, the right circle, okay? So choosing, people that is going to feed your soul is what I'm getting, okay? Because the Emperor is all about soul, right? Because it's a fire, passion, right? So, getting into alignment with that, right? And then also we have the King of Cups, okay? So we could be talking about a Scorpio, okay? A Taurus as well, a Cancer, all right? So this is like emotion, being emotional, mature, okay? And balance, right? When it comes to working out of your heart space, okay? This person has this emperor, I'm sorry, this it could be an emperor because this is sitting right up under the emperor, okay? But it could be a King of Cups, working out of compassion, okay? Your heart space, okay? Not, asking to respond, not just react, right? So this is like moving with emotional intelligence. When I'm giving confirmation, thank you, Spirit. And so then we have the King of Pentacles, right? And so the King of Pentacles is basically saying building things that's solid, building things with people, places, and things that's solid, that's your legacy, your security, okay? And thinking on the terms of long term, right? Long term instead of short term comfort is what I'm getting. Then we have the High Priestess, confirmation, thank you, Spirit. And then we have like the High Priestess. So trust your intuition, okay? So you may have a Saturn in Aries, okay? So this is just learning to lead wisely and confidently, okay? um Having patience and directing that anger in the right way. You may have a moon in Taurus, okay? So this has to do with being unstable, being stable emotionally, right? Um changing the things that you dislike instead of starting the chaos, right? Or instead of creating chaos, right? Do the change, the things that you dislike about yourself, and not really others, but about yourself, because it starts there, right? And then you may have a Capricorn rising, okay?